Hello and welcome to another episode of That Sports Guys podcast. I am Craig Forrestall. I am That Sports Guy. Go ahead and find me on Twitter at that_sports_guy, where you can find all of my latest football takes. Also, NFLDraftDiamonds.com is proud to feature the That Sports Guy podcast on its website. Stop by NFLDraftDiamonds.com, your official draft coverage king. Hello and welcome to another player profile interview. I am Craig Forrestall. You know me from Twitter as That Sports Guy. Go ahead and give me a follow at that_sports_guy. But it is not about me. Today it is all about North Carolina Central defensive back Bryan Mills. Bryan, welcome. How you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you for making the time. But before we get into, just like I said, the strong season at North Carolina Central, you're a Cali kid. So we always hear about Los Angeles and the Bay Area and some of the more, touristy type spots and Hollywood type spots in California. But what's Palmdale like? Because that's where you're from.
Right. Palmdale is overshadowed by Los Angeles, but out here in the Antelope Valley, it's pretty laid back. It's not the fast life. There's a lot of hidden talent out here. Like, there's good players. They're just overshadowed by Los Angeles. But it's not that bad. It's a really good spot to, retire if you're, older. Not much fun to do if you're young.
So then what would you do for fun then growing up if it's a cool place for retired people?
See, that's why I have a car. So I could go out and about, go to the beach, or, do other stuff.
Hey, you know what? I can't blame you. Anytime there's a beach around, that's definitely good stuff. But, Bryan, now that we know a little bit about California, you actually spent some time out in California playing in the JUCO system there. And over the last year or so, once you've left the junior college ranks in California and headed out to North Carolina, you've gone from virtually an unknown on the NFL radar to now you're being talked about as one of the top defensive back prospects in the 2021 draft. Just what has this last year been like for you, and how have you been able to stay hungry and stay focused with all the attention?
Coming from a JUCO to a D1, that's your goal. That's what you want. It's been crazy, but this is what I expected because you reap what you sow. I've been putting all this hard work in, and I expect to get some benefits out of it. So it's actually been really good.
And now, usually when we hear about players and their junior college experience, it varies. And I know Netflix has, put together the show Last Chance U, so people have kind of a distorted view as to what the junior college experience is like. Do you have a story or anything from your junior college experience that would kind of make us just say, wow, that's not what we see on Netflix?
Okay, since my people are from Cali, it was kind of a little easier for me. I was able to get a job. I had a car, so transitioning. But looking at other teammates from Florida, I know I helped them because they were struggling. They didn't have a car. They barely had money. They had to sleep with 6 other people in an apartment. You don't get scholarships. You don't get meal plans. So you really have to get everything on your own.
And now you've been talking about how you've been getting everything on your own, and that continued this year at North Carolina Central with a huge, huge season. What was that biggest transition, though, on the field, going from the JUCO level to the D1 level?
I don't think there was really a big transition. College of the Canes really prepared me to play at a D1 school because we already play fast. We play against top guys in the JUCO system that become D1 players, NFL players later on. So I think it was a smooth transition for me. No problems.
And now coming up to the next season, your final season, what have you thought about that you would like to accomplish, not only from an individual standpoint, but also from a team perspective?
Well, everybody's in this to win. That's what we could do better as. We could be more of a unit instead of eyes. We need more discipline. Bonding time is what we had at CLC. That's something we could have at Central. So I just think when we get more close to each other, then we'll start winning more.
And I wanted to ask you just exactly about that when you said you're able to get around each other. How has your program been impacted by the coronavirus COVID-19 situation? And have you put together a plan for when you'll return back to campus and resume team activities?
Yes, we have three phases right now. There's July 6th, July 13th, July 20th. So that's when players are notified which day they could come. We've been having a lot of Zoom meetings because of the coronavirus. So everybody's still been up to date, going over their playbooks, learning what they have to learn, introducing themselves, and new players coming into the system. But we all been still connected through group chats and FaceTimes. Now we just have to come together through phases. We're going to get tested almost every day. I'm not sure yet, but we're still figuring it out. We're still in the process.
And I just have to know, Bryan, just because I'm curious. You've excelled so much, and over the last year, you've really come on the map in the college football world and in the eyes of NFL evaluators. Do you feel at certain points of your career, whether it was in junior college or in high school, do you feel that you've been overlooked at sometimes?
Yeah, I always kind of been an an underdog, sorry. I always been an underdog for a while, part of my life, but it never discouraged me. It just made me work harder, really, and just try to outbeat the next man in front of me.
And I want to know, because you led the MEAC in interceptions this past season. If you can maybe break us down through your progressions of what it is that you're looking for with the quarterback's eyes, or if there's any subtle movements that a receiver will, tip off his route or something like that that'll make you get a strong jump and able to pick it off.
Really, you gotta learn your assignment first, like what you're playing. But we're not really looking at the quarterback because the quarterback is not throwing the ball to you; he's throwing it to the receiver. So it's always to know your assignment, know where you gotta go, get to the receiver, and when you hip to hip are in a good position to look, then you look when it's time. So that's how I came about the three interceptions.
Definitely. And now I want to know, what NFL players, past or present, do you study and do you try to model your game after?
I've been watching a lot of Darius Slay lately. I really like his fundamentals, how he like hip to hip with the receiver all the time, contesting balls, just his aggression, how he plays. He's like really fluent.
Definitely. And coming up to your senior season, there's a lot of talk about the NFL, like we've mentioned. How often do you think about the NFL or possibly playing in one of those all-star games like the Senior Bowl?
Oh, I think about it like a lot. I dream about it a lot because this is my goal. This is what I work for. I always tell myself I can't wait to be rich, like be in the NFL. I can't wait to just play against all those big time players that I dreamed of. So that's really exciting, especially the All Star game. I'm looking forward to that just to get my name out there even more, to show that little schools could compete against big schools. It's just a title at the end of the day.
Absolutely. And Bryan, I feel like we've gotten to know you pretty well on the field. And now, if you'd be a good sport, I want to transition to a little bit about you off the field. And I'm going to start off with a tough one. What is that song that you're most embarrassed to admit that you like?
I listen to a lot of music, but right now I'll say "After the Storm" by Kali Uchis and Tyler the Creator. So you can check that out. It's pretty good though.
I
I
know.
don't play around the homeboys.
I was saying I know Tyler the Creator, but I'm not familiar with that song, so I'll definitely have to give it a look. And I know we talked about it a little bit. You said when you're rich and you're in the NFL. So have you thought about the dream car?
Oh yeah. I want me a let me see, a Demon Challenger or something like that. Something fast in the Dodge family.
Okay. Keeping it in the Dodge family, something fast. I like it. Anything out of the Dodge family that's fast. Okay. Now, what has been the most interesting or memorable college class that you have taken?
Okay, let me see. I forget the title, but the teacher was name is Paez. It was at College of the Canyons. She was actually really nice. She's like a mother. She was always there for the football players, and she was just really sweet. I forget the name of the course though, but the teacher made the experience really nice.
And we always need those people in our corner pushing us forward. Now, if I'm on the campus of North Carolina Central and I'm hungry, where am I going to eat? What's the best place around campus to eat?
Well, I'll say Cookout That's what they introduced me to when I went out there. Really cheap, but it's really good. So that's what I've been eating a lot lately since I've been out there.
And then what's your favorite thing on the menu?
It's a tray. It's like a double burger tray. You get like let me see, a chicken quesadilla, beef quesadilla, fries, or chicken nuggets. It's pretty good though.
Oh, wow. So they're not playing around. They're feeding you. They're making sure you leave full.
Yeah.
And then, Bryan, let's say you won $1 million and you could only donate that $1 million to one charity or one cause. What would it be?
Since everything's been going on lately, I'll be donating to like black businesses, like if that was like organization, or something like Black Lives Matter along those lines.
Definitely. And like you said, with everything that's been going on in our country right now, that's definitely, money well put towards an effort and a cause that needs to be met head on in our country, not only for us today, but then for future generations as well. So definitely, Bryan, I'm with you on that.
Right.
And before we get out of here, I'm going to give you one more chance just to let everyone know, what should we be expecting from the North Carolina Central football program this year? What should we be on the lookout for?
More wins, a better defense, a better offense, guys who want it more, and who just going to come out hungry for a W.
You heard it here first from Bryan Mills. North Carolina Central coming out hungry this year, getting W's. For Bryan Mills, I am Craig Forstall. Until next time, stay safe and be easy.
Hey everybody, Craig Forstall. Thanks for tuning in and listening to another episode of That Sports Guys podcast. Make sure to follow me on Twitter at @that_sports_guy to catch all the latest updates and podcast episodes. Until next time, stay safe and be easy.